Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to S Dawn Premiere. This is a space for inspiration, motivation, and accountability. I am here for my ladies who are on their personal and very private journey of discovering their goddess, allure, beauty, and charm. It is my desire that women decide that life can be easy and it can be very, very fun if you choose it to be. It doesn't have to be a struggle. It doesn't have to be an uphill battle. You do not have to grind and hustle and work yourself into the ground in order to have the life of your dreams. You can create it with ease, in peace, joy, love, passion, and calm flow. So let's get into it. I want to jump into this topic, and I hope I don't take up too much of your time, but we shall see. So the talk of this week is The Best Man, Final Chapters, okay? And the title of this video is When He Wants You. What I love about the final chapters is how it demonstrates what it looks like in relationship when he wants you. And when I say he wants you, I don't mean he wants you because he's on the rebound and he's highly emotional and he's trying to get over a previous situation. Kind of like how we see with Lance in the final chapters. He was definitely sowing his oats and going on having a moment because he was still mourning the loss of Mia, and he was still grieving and using intimate relationships with a bunch of women to kind of move through that. But in the final chapters, you see he did not wife any of those women because he did not want those women. Because as a woman, one of the things that you should know and you must learn and you must tell all the young ladies in your life is a man will take whatever you give him, but that does not mean he wants you. Let that sink in. He will take whatever you give him. And it's not just the physical, it's even your time, your energy, all that kikiing on the phone or all the texting or even FaceTiming. He gonna take it. But that doesn't necessarily mean he wants you. Okay? So while we are on Lance, although Mia did pass in The Best Man Holiday, spoiler alert for those of you who have not seen Best Man Holiday, you should have seen it by now, you behind. Get caught up, see The Best Man, and then see The Best Man Holiday. Even though Mia passed on, we still remember that he wanted her. He did want her. Even in college, when he was philandering around, he wanted her. Sidebar, in college, look, everybody's young, and especially men. They are very young, and a lot of times they are all over the place. So in a way, you kind of can't even fault their shenanigans in college because it's college. I'm gonna leave it right there. So, but all in all, we saw that at the end of the day, Lance wanted Mia. He asked Mia to marry him. And I have seen no indication that Mia had to chase him down to do it. The moment he saw her, when Harper introduced him to her, he said, "Who is that? That could be wifey." And there it was. Because a lot of times with women, either they don't know it or they don't want to admit it. Men know what they want. Even at a young age, they know what they want, but when they're young, they still have to get They got to sow those wild oats. And then they're going to go get what they want. So be careful out there, ladies. Make sure that you're not, a part of the group of, you're not the oats. Become the wife. Don't be the oats. Okay. We saw Lance wanted Mia. And he gave her the world because he wanted her. She was his first choice. Not anybody throwing it at him, but her. She was his first choice. He wanted her. And I don't recall her having to beg, borrow, chase, or convince him to have her. He wanted her. He wanted her. And he got her. And he married her. And as far as I know, inside of their marriage, I don't know that he was still the same Lance that he was in college. It seemed like, he gave her a beautiful life, beautiful family, beautiful home. She kind of had a pretty decent setup. Why? Because he wanted her. She didn't have to force him to do nothing, okay? And then enter Jasmine, the lovely lady that Lance meets on the island when Quentin was getting ready to get married. He was attracted to her and he wanted her immediately. You could tell. Never mind all of the philandering and shenanigans that he was, in the middle of while he was on that island. They weren't together. They weren't in a relationship, but he was interested in her and you could tell, and he wanted her. He wanted her. Now she was already involved in something, but you could tell the chemistry. And you could also tell that Jasmine kind of resembled Mia a little bit, just kind of in her demeanor, just how soft and feminine she was. The fact that she could go toe to toe with him in terms of having a gentle conversation about football. And she also was very much aware of his shenanigans, but they weren't even in a relationship. She couldn't be. She was already engaged. And so they had nothing. They weren't married or anything. So she was just like kind of there in the back of his mind, like, she fine. Who is that? I want her. And you know what he did? He wifed her. And I doubt that she had to run him down and make him do that. He put a nice size ring on her finger, and he's gonna give her a beautiful life the same way he gave his first wife. So the experience is just different when he wants you. I'm not saying that it can't work if you do chase him down and you make him love you, but a lot of times I just notice that those relationships gotta go through a trial, gotta go through a time of some stuff first before finally he puts her love on top. So Lance and Jasmine now. So, but not a girlfriend, not a jump off, okay? Not a wild oat, a wife. All right. Moving along. Murch and Candace. Okay, I think they might be my favorite couple. Them, and then I think Quentin and Shelby. So I'm gonna talk about Murch and Candace next. Now, Murch and Candace. Okay, we met Candy as a stripper in The Best Man. And he had a conversation with her and wanted her. All she had to do was show up, be polite, be present for the conversation, simply just be a woman. They had a connection, or he connected with her, and he wanted her immediately. Wanted her so much that he invited her to his friend's wedding. He didn't know her. He just met her. as a stripper the night before, but he wanted her. I'm telling you, men know what they want, and when they want it, they're gonna get it. And guess what, ladies? There's not gonna be any begging, no borrowing, no chasing, no convincing, none of that. None of that. And he's going to treat you well in the marriage. I believe that aside from all of the adulting that they had to deal with, and all of the scheduling with the kids, and both of them trying to find their footing in terms of who they were individually inside of the marriage, at the end of the day, they always came back together. At the end of the day, Murch was always in her face. Baby, I love you. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. What's wrong? Ready and on top of wanting to fix it, because he wanted her. And I'm not saying that she didn't want him. Obviously she did. They got married, they had kids, and she was just as sweet to him. But he was always sweet on her first. Always. And I just think, and it's just my humble opinion, that it helps when he wants you, so sometimes I think, women, you gotta stop and think when you're in your relationships or situationships or whatever. You gotta kind of think to yourself, okay, do I want him or does he want me? I think it makes a difference. I mean, just watch the series and watch the dynamic, right? And it's funny because Murch was with Shelby in college, right? Murch and Shelby, when he met Candace, he knew. He was like, nah, this is the one I want. And he kind of kicked Shelby to the curb. And you know what? You know what he said to her? In The Best Man, he said to Shelby, he let her know, he said, look, we obviously don't want the same things. I'm going to go find what I want, and I want you to do the same. He basically gave us the game. Look, find what you want, what your desire is, what you're in alignment with. Do we want the same things? And so that's what he did. And here they are, married, still today in the final chapters with a family. They've opened up a couple of schools. They're doing the thing. They're doing well. I love to see it. And yes, this does happen in real life. It's not just on TV. I do know of other couples who he wanted her and still want her, and that's why they're still together. Moving on, speaking of Shelby. So Quentin and Shelby, I am so glad that they decided to give their situationship a real chance and got married. Now, there was a little bit of drama at the beginning of the final chapters because Quentin thought that he wanted to marry someone else. But we all could kind of tell it was kind of, it was business related, and he wasn't himself. He wasn't authentic in this particular relationship. His friends knew it. And so when Shelby shows up unannounced, uninvited, all what breaks loose, right? Because she's like, wait, I know you're not about to get married, because women get like this over a man sometimes. I don't recommend it. I know what it's like, and I say I don't recommend it. But Shelby came to get her man, but he resisted. And this is the key. This is what I want to highlight about The Best Man final chapter. When she came to get him, he was like, no. He was like, no. He was determined to marry this other woman. It didn't work. So she had to take her L, or so she thought, and go on about her business. And look, what's so crazy is the woman he was about to marry, Nicole Ari Parker, I think is her name. She was open to letting him hook up with Shelby from time to time. She said it as much. She was basically willing to share her husband. So that's a whole nother conversation for another day. But yeah, women do that too, just so they can have what they think they want. But what I'm saying is, it's better if he wants you, because guess what he did? When Quentin found out that Shelby was leaving, he went to get her. He went to get her. He did a whole Dwayne Wayne. Went to that airport, got on them knees and was like, look, girl, where you going? Get back here now. I love you. What? And that was that. Now, the other woman, bless her heart, she wanted to, act like she didn't care at first, like it was all good. Oh, but she cared, because she sure enough set the hut on fire. But long story short, I'm glad that Quentin and Shelby decided to explore their relationship and to, have a family together, because as we find out, spoiler alert, Shelby's baby is his baby, so they're a family anyway. But what I want to talk about is Quentin and Shelby's relationship. Their dynamic. When you watch The Best Man Final Chapters, they're like the comic relief, right? They're the fun couple. It's just like, it's fun, it's lighthearted, but it's also serious, because they're dealing with very serious issues that married couples deal with when they're adulting and they're trying to raise a family, but then they realize they got to take care of parents and things like that. That comes up too. But their dynamic between each other, the way that Quentin talks to her, how he dotes on her, how he is with her. You got to watch the series so you can see what I'm talking about. How he is about her, he's so pressed. I love it. It's endearing, and it's very sweet, and it's very special, and that is the kind of thing and the kind of experience you have when he likes you. When he likes you, he likes her. He went after her, okay? He went after her. And when you look at their dynamic now, like, it's beautiful, it's fun, it's lighthearted, it's endearing, it's special, So I just want to encourage the ladies on this video, if you're dating, like, and even if you're not, like, even if you're in a serious relationship or you are married, back off and let him like you. Let him want you. Like, get out his face. Like, just because I know sometimes women, we just be like, oh my God, oh my gosh. And he be like, girl. It's like, yo, less is more. Just, like I said, this can be easy, but it's easier when you're dealing with a man when he likes you, when he come for you. When he come for you, it's a whole different kind of relationship. You love it. It's yummy. It's passionate. It's juicy. It just is. But ladies, if you ever been in a situation where you felt like you was doing a little bit of chasing and stuff, do you remember the uphill battle? Do you remember the here we go again? Like, I know so many women who have gone through that. I'm shaking my camera. I know so many women who have gone through the, coming up the rough side of the mountain with a man. And when I think about it, yeah, well, she was, she either forced him to be in the relationship, forced him down the aisle, forced him, just telling him what to do, just got her hands on the steering wheel of the relationship. And I'm just saying, ladies, let that man drive. Let him drive. Let him come and get you and let him drive. Girl. Moving right along. Finally, Harper and Robin. So first thing I want to say is, I'm glad that Robin finally decided to, put herself first and love herself first. I really wish she would have done this in The Best Man. When they were in the airport and Harper was telling her about all the drama that went down over the weekend, that was her cue to exit stage left, because baby girl, it's not your time. It's not your time to shine. And not only that, give this man an opportunity to want you. She did not give him an opportunity to want her. She again, like kind of leading the relationship. Like even in the beginning of The Best Man, you gotta watch The Best Man. They're sitting in the tub and she says, "Oh, Harper, I could be like this with you forever." And he's like, "What?" Like, he is not like on board with it like that. It's like, you know, they end up together, married. It's like she married him for him. And I don't know if she did that for her. We need to do relationship for ourselves. And the way you can tell is if you are marrying him for you is if he likes you. Does he want you? A lot of times women pull a Robin and they're like, okay, I'll marry him just because he asked. Never mind, okay, you're asking me to marry you in the middle of somebody else's wedding reception. I guess that's supposed to be romantic. Not. Not only that, you're also asking me to marry you under duress. Like, you just had a very stressful situation with your best friend and his now wife. This is a little bit messy and very tacky. No. Like, she missed her opportunity to give him a chance to want her. I feel like if she would have left the airport and went on about her business in the Best Man, it would have given him time to say, dang, okay, let me think. Do I really want her? Oh crap, I want her, let me go get her. But she's who she was, just, okay, anything for you, Harper, anything for you. And we see how that turns out in The Best Man final chapters. I'll try not to spoil it for you, but we see how that turns out. It's like, ladies, a lot of times women play not to lose. You play so you don't lose the man, right? You're like, oh my gosh, if I let him go, then maybe someone else will have him and then they'll benefit from wherever. But what if you let him go and then the person you're really supposed to be aligned with shows up in your life? You know? Or what if you let him go and you give him time to come and get you? I mean, really come and get you. Not you sitting there with the door and everything else wide open, waiting. No, you let him go and then you go live your life. You know, you date, you meet other people, because again, you want somebody who's aligned with you, you know, but you want someone who wants you, not someone you got to teach them how to want you. Oh my gosh, when I read, stories, oh, we've been together this long, it ain't always been easy. It probably wasn't, because you probably weren't his first choice. And I don't mean to say that, but that's kind of how it can be. It's like, step back and see if you're his first choice. Just step back and see how good it feels, See how good it feels. Before I wrap this up, I do want to talk about Jordan, because I know most people probably feel like, Harper and Jordan are better aligned. And I think that they are better aligned now in terms of their careers and everything. But there's still that part of Jordan where I don't know yet if she is truly ready to kind of step back and calm it down and actually be a family woman, wife and mother. Now, I know, oh man, I don't want to give it away. There's a hint at her wanting to be a mom, but does she really? I know she's, stepping back and stepping down a little bit from all the work and everything, but I don't know. And the reason why I bring this up about her character is because when I'm watching Harper and Robin, it seems like Harper is desiring more of the Mia type. In terms of someone who's at home and a little bit more settled with the children. Because if we even remember in The Best Man Holiday, while Robin was pregnant, Harper kept trying to get her to sit down, you know, just be easy, get off your feet. We've been through a lot with this pregnancy, with the, you know, with everything, with the losses of, you know, a couple of pregnancies. And now we're finally having a baby. I want you to rest. And Robin was like, no, I got it. I'm fine. She was always giving Harper pushback, you know, because there was a part of her that, you know, that just, she wanted to be free a little bit, to just do her. She wanted to be very much independent. She didn't want to be like that. She just didn't have that. But I think that Harper, deep down inside, and I think if we're quiet, you know, quiet is kept, a lot of men, most men kind of desire that a little bit if they're going to be married and have children. It'd be nice to feel like the man of the house, the lead, and the woman is a little bit more, you know, subdued with the children, a little bit more nurturing. I think Harper might desire that. Now, would Jordan kind of ease into that and just kind of rest and relax with him? I don't know, but I will say maybe if he comes for her, because notice in The Best Man, she came for him. You know, she was, I think this is our night. Let's do this, you know, and then that blows up in their face, right? And even this time around, you know, there's a connection, and that was kind of led by her. Now, we do get a hint that, you know, Harper does kind of feel like she's the ultimate prize. But then the question is, okay, well, if she's the ultimate prize, then why didn't you pursue her back in college? Well, my theory is this. Back in college, he was in college, he had no money. And if you watch his character, he's very much driven. He's all about success, going to the next level, living well, not being broke, all that type of stuff, right? And then we see Jordan, she's high level exec, you know, she's doing her thing, well paid, don't need nobody, don't need no man. She told her boyfriend back in The Best Man Holiday when he asked her, seems like you don't need me. She gonna look the man in his face and say, I don't. Ladies, don't do that. Don't ever tell him you don't need him. Find something for him to do for you, even if you can do everything for yourself. They like to feel needed. They do. They appreciate it. I don't care how much of a boss you think you are. Let him lead. Let him spoil you. Let him do all the things, because the older you get, you're going to want that. And when we watch The Best Man final chapters, we see Jordan is thinking about, you know, what it would be like to be a mother. Thinking about that. And if she were going to be with somebody, I'm sure she would want to have an awesome experience and a nurturing experience too. And I think that Harper, now that he is elevated, he's got his books, and now he's got his movie and everything, and he's set up, you know, financially, and, you know, he's good. And I think he feels like he's on par or better than Jordan, because quiet as kept, most men like that, masculine men, they want to lead, they want to be a step ahead, they want to be on par or above. It feels good to them, right? Now that he's there, maybe him and Jordan could be something, but I think it would work best if he comes for her, if he initiates that relationship. She isn't looking into that right now because of everything that happens with him and Robin. But I think I saw a 2024 snippet of them. So I don't know, but I'm gonna wrap this up. I've been on here for almost a half an hour talking about this. Oh my gosh. So hopefully everything I was saying made sense. I want you all to go and watch the whole series so you can see what I'm talking about. The dynamics between Murch and Candace, Quentin and Shelby, Harper and Robin, and just, you know, just kind of look at what it looks like when the man wants the woman, when he wants you. Look at that. Now, the other side to that is, yeah, you got to be attracted to him too, and you got to share similar values. That's something we saw happen with Jordan and the guy that she was seeing, you know, issues with alignment. This all comes down to alignment. You do have to be aligned, but when you're aligned and he wants you and he comes for you and you're not chasing him and you're not begging him and you're not, please be with me, marry me, give me a life with you, I think it just works out so much better. Y'all, oh my gosh. I think this is like the second video I've made all year. Forgive me. Wait, or is this, no, I think this is like the second video. Maybe I'll do better in 2023, maybe not. I'm not here to stress about it because I'm not gonna make my life hard. But I come on here when I'm inspired, and I was inspired because I really enjoyed the series. Make sure you like this video. Go ahead and subscribe to S. Dawn Premier. I'm also on Instagram as S. Dawn Premier. Go ahead and follow me there too. I want you all to have a fabulous rest of the year and enjoy the new year. Bye.